you see me?
I can't. Hi.
Hi.
All right, so we are recording and we are all set to go.
Okay.
All right, so good afternoon, guys. We are coming before you guys today to do a segment on self-love. We have indeed did this segment already twice, but had issues with the recording. However, that is not an issue today, thankfully. I've worked out all the kinks and I have it all situated. And so I will begin by speaking with my sister, Nakia, who's here. Nakia, I'm going to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name is Makaya, and like she just stated, I'm her little sister. I'm 20 years old, and I work a part-time job now. And that's really all about me. I'm just here to shed some light and give some advice if able.
Okay. So this will be my initial first segment on April Showers, which is a new podcast that I am trying to launch. And the first topic is self-love, ironically, which is crazy, but which is amazing. On Sunday, there will be another segment that I have lined up, and that is transparency in relationships. I am excited about that one as well because I will be doing that one with a male, and he will be giving his point of view, and I'll be giving my point of view. And it's similar to the same because me and my little sister are in different states, and he's in another state. So we're even given point of views from other culture, what should I say, other arenas of the state, because I think he's like out west. I'm in the south, but me and you are in the south, so it's so cool. Okay. So, Nikaya, I want you to speak with the people and give them, what is your definition of self-love?
So for me, self-love, it's really how you take care of yourself, spiritually, mentally, physically. It's how you view yourself, and it's what you allow to come into your life. So energy, people, jobs, situations, all that kind of stuff, you know. And so to me, that's what self-love is really just taking care of yourself in every way possible.
Okay. Would you like to elaborate on that a little more when it comes down to your personal life? How do you incorporate self-love into your life?
So for me, I still struggle with self-love. I can't sit here and lie and say I'm like, I have all the, like, I'm here, I'm loving myself 100% completely. But things that help me, during those times where I'm struggling with self-love is really sitting with myself and like I've gotten started recently writing. You actually recommended that for me, and I've been doing it a lot lately. That's super helpful when it comes to self-love because I'm able to not even talk with anyone else. It's almost like I'm having a conversation with myself. So I'm able to talk to myself and be like, what's wrong, and get to the bottom of it and tell myself like, you're loved, you're okay. It's okay to feel these things and let it out. I've been getting into certain hobbies that I've really enjoyed, like sewing, things like that, editing, creative things like that. That really helps me to show self-love for myself because it's doing something that I know personally. And just little things like that, speaking with myself, affirmations, yoga, things that really put my mind, body, and spirit like in a place where I'm able to just be myself and be with myself and let myself know I'm enough.
Oh, that's great. That's great. When I think about it, I kind of can agree with your definition. When I think about self-love, I think about things that you'll do for yourself and treatment on how you will pamper yourself and treat yourself, and the things that you will allow into your space to reflect yourself. And so I want to really shed light on tips to promote self-love in our lives, because so many of us, so many times, have issues with neglecting ourselves and not showing ourselves love, but basically flocking love on other people and showering other people with the love that you need first. And so then it becomes this major void in your life because you become this people pleaser, this audience pleaser, this social media pleaser. You keep putting on this show for others, and when you're the one who needs the most love, you need the most
Right.
attention. And so no one knows how to treat you until you know how to treat you.
Mhm.
You are the best teacher. You show people how to love on you. You show people how to respect you.
Mhm.
I've told someone years ago, people respect me based on how you treat me.
Mhm.
So people know who you are. People know how to treat you based on the people closest to you.
Mhm.
So if I don't give you any respect, or if I don't have any high esteem for you, Nakia, you can come to my home and my children won't.
Yep.
You know? And so that goes to show with self-love. If you tolerate it, do you truly love yourself?
Right.
You
I
know?
agree.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So um I definitely want to try to jump into these tips. And one of those was processing our fears. What do you think about that?
I feel fear is definitely an emotion that people, I mean, it's not talked about, but I don't think it's talked about enough. It's a natural emotion to feel, we all feel it. We're all human beings. It's natural to be afraid or be anxious of something we don't know or understand or things like that. But the problem with it is we let it control so much of our lives that it stops us from doing a lot of things that are beneficial for us, like let's say starting a new job, or getting into a new career path. We're so scared that it could go wrong. Like, what if this happens? What if the people at the job don't like me? What if I end up not making friends there? What if I end up doing a terrible job or the managers are mean or da da da? And it puts a hinder on us because you don't know if that could happen. It's all a what if, it's all assumption. You know what I mean? And that's what fear is. It's a bunch of assumptions and it stops us from really taking care of ourselves the way we need to, because that job you just turned down, it could have gave you enough money to been able to go to the spa for yourself, to be able to buy yourself new clothes, things that we love to do for self-care. Like you said, doing certain things to um self-care and things like that, like going to the spa, taking care of yourself. Now you don't have that money, so now you don't have the ability to do that for yourself, and now you're sitting there without self-love. I was in high school, and I've mentioned this before. I was invited to basically do like a sewing class, to be able to sew, learn how to make clothes, and get a certificate in that. And because I was so afraid of what the people in the class would think of me, and I was scared that the teacher would see like, oh, she can't sew, this isn't good, what she's making isn't good. I was so afraid of what could have happened that I turned it down. And now I'm just now getting back into sewing, and I'm starting from
Mhm.
square one when I could have had a certificate. I could have been a seamstress. I could have had a good job sewing. I could have had a clothing line by now. Any of that could have happened, but I let fear get in the way. And now I'm starting from square one. And I feel like that's so important for people my age as well. Like we look at our peers so in such a high regard that we let, their emotions dictate ours, or what they think of us dictate what we do, and it stops us. And like you said, it's a people pleasing mentality, and it really hinders yourself. It really does.
Right. And another thing with that too is if you stay drowning in your fears, you'll never reach your highest potential. You'll never
Hmm.
even dream of your highest potential because you stay drenched in your fears.
Hmm.
Um, which is one of the things that kind of hinders us from being successful, and it hinders us from taking the job, and it hinders us from um, living a cultivating life with our families. It
Hmm.
hinders us from meeting new friends, and it hinders us from moving to a whole nother state or another city because you may be afraid when there could be a whole life waiting, a whole new life out there waiting on you. You
Hmm.
know, um, it's a lot of fear that's crippling individuals, that's causing us to stay in a stagnant mentality mentally. However, we're also being crippling physically,
Hmm.
because if you're not moving forward, you're crippled.
Yep.
And so then you become just going with the motions of life. You're not living. you're just going through the motions of life. And I've actually been guilty of that more than once, where I'm just going through the motions of life. I'm not living, but I have a routine where I am waking up, taking people to school, doing things that I have to do, cooking dinner, starts over. The cycle starts over. And then when someone asks me something about myself, who is that? Who is
Yep.
she? What does she do? I don't know, you know,
Yeah.
because I live for other people. And it's not healthy because you lose yourself. You lose who you are because you are living for other people. And so what I'm becoming to realize now is anybody that you have a part of your life should be helping you grow to your highest potential,
Yep.
should be encouraging you to be at your highest potential, should be praying you to excel to your highest potential, because that's self-love. They see that you're loving yourself, they want to love you too.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing, is making sure that we are really knocking down that fear and really exercising freedom, liberty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Another one that I want to is talk about is forget your mistakes, because we all make them. And I've told you, Kay, I'm always guilty of, I'm so hard on myself when I make mistakes. I hate myself. You ain't got to hate me because I hate me, okay? So I be so upset with myself for making mistakes. I don't want to talk to nobody about it. I don't want to share it with you. And people have gotten so offended with me, be like, oh, I didn't know this happened. Da, 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 da. And I'd be like, okay, I didn't share it with you because I'm already beating myself up. I don't need to hear what you got to say. Whether it be positive or negative, I still don't want to hear it, you know? And so that's one thing that I'm really guilty of constantly is
Mm-hmm.
not being able to make a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
to always count myself out on that. What do you think, Kaya?
I agree. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I feel like me and you, we're very similar in that way. Like when I make a mistake, I beat myself up. It doesn't even matter how little the mistake is. And, I hate when someone sees that mistake as well, because then, they talk about it and you don't want them to talk about it because you're like, okay, I get it. It was a mistake. It happened. Like, let me process it, and try to move on from it. But it's hard. And I feel like it's hard for a lot of people because we, like you said, people pleasing. We want to be perfect in everybody's eyes, even if that means like pushing ourselves to the side for them. We want to be perfect. We want to make sure everything is always the way it's supposed to be. And it's like it kind of goes back into what we just talked about with fear. We're so scared of people viewing us as less than what we are, so we try not to make mistakes. And when you try not to make a mistake, when you try not to make a mistake, it just makes you make more mistakes, let's say that. So I feel like it's natural. You're supposed to make mistakes. You should be able to sit there, make those mistakes, and be like, it's okay, and move on from them. And I feel like people my age, really have to learn that because we want to be so perfect for the outside world, things like that. We just don't want to make mistakes, but it's a natural part of life to be able to make them, move on, learn from them. It's okay. You just learn to
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I'm having to learn. I'm still learning that. I haven't mastered it yet. So it's still a learning process for me. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that we have to realize too is God said we'll fall 7 times. You're gonna constantly make mistakes. You're gonna fall. But he still loves us and he still cares about us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing that we have to remember. He does not care. He accepts us
Yes.
as we are, for who we are. We will always belong to him.
Yes.
No matter what, he's always there. He's listening. He cares. And we beat ourselves up. And God is, after you get finished crying and snotting, he taps us on the shoulder and be like, you done?
You done? Yep.
Come on in this house, girl. Come on in this house. It's over with. Like, you really still crying over that? I forgave you. You asked for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Now we're on the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we have to really regurgitate.
Yes.
You
Agreed.
know,
Mm-hmm.
we got to eat it, chew it up, swallow it, spit it out and eat it again, because this
Yep.
right here is a hard lesson to learn. It's hard because people beat you up so badly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just think that it's over, you know?
It's the end of the world, but it's really not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes time. I feel like in the moment when you make that mistake, of course, it's going to feel like, dang, my world is over. I just made this mistake. Oh, everything's just done for me. And yeah, it's going to feel like that. It's normal to feel like that. Every emotion that we've been talking about, it's normal to feel. You just can't sit and waddle in it, you know, because that's where the problems start to arrive. You know, when you sit there and you just sit on that mistake and you're not learning from it, you know, so then it can repeat itself, you know. So you
Right.
have to sit, acknowledge it was a mistake. I did it, you know, it's okay. But I'm gonna do better next time. And after time, you won't even remember it. Mistake what? When did I do that? You don't remember it. You won't
And you're not supposed to. That's the thing. We're not supposed to remember it. God hasn't. So why are we constantly still remembering what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's over. I forgave you a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
God has forgiven us. We ain't supposed to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
One of my other things that I wanted to shine light on is knowing who you are. Pursue the real you and your self-love. Pursue who you truly were born to be. Know that you were fearfully and wonderfully made, that God did not create any junk. You are indeed an overcomer. You are indeed beautiful. You are indeed wanted. You are loved. You may not think that you're loved by who you want to be loved by, but you are loved by the only person that truly matters, God. You are loved by other people on earth because he gives us people on earth. However, he may take away some people who indeed don't mean you any good, who will tear you down. So pursue the true you and who you are to reach your self-love, reach your goals, shoot for the stars, shine, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I feel
Book
like
of
that's very
Psalms will tell us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like that's something really important for people my age too and younger, you know, because we're so hard on ourselves when it comes to who we are, you know, because we don't know who we are. It's hard to really find yourself, but we never take the time to sit down and be like, what do I like? What do I want? You know, we kind of just turn yeah, and we I but yeah, we kind of just turn to social media and we see influencers and we see who they are and we assume, okay, this is what I need to be so I can live the life they're living. But it doesn't work out that way, you know, and you find yourself not happy in that life that you're trying to be because it's not made for you. It's not
right. And you're not judged by the likes or the loves or the ha comment or the worried or the sad. You know, you are not judged by that. That doesn't make you.
mm-hmm.
What is that?
Exactly. Because at the end of it, it's all online. You know, you see these people in real life, they're not going to know who you are. You know, you commented under their photo. They're not going to be like, oh, this is Jesse from Arkansas.
And some of them know us, but they don't even care. They're
Nope.
just doing stuff to do it. I was just sharing that with a friend of mine about how I will have my mom come up to me and be like, such and such said, hey, and they was asking about you. And I say, Mama, it's ironic that you shared this with me when they see me on social media and don't say nothing. So it's not real.
Exactly.
It's not real. It's a show.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree. Yep. Yep.
It's like a fashion show that
Mm-hmm.
people are putting on. Is not real love. That's why we have to have self-love. And then when
Mm-hmm.
you have genuine self-love, you love you and what you stand for, and you have boundaries, and you don't allow people to cross those boundaries because you love yourself. You don't care about what social media is doing. And if you are on social media, it's to mingle with your family and friends in a loving manner, to build them up, to help them, to motivate them. But you don't care about the likes, the loves. You don't care about the sad. you know, that doesn't affect you. And if people's going to feel how they want to feel. However, when you see those feelings, is, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Have a blessed day. You know, that's how you feel about it, because you know who you are. And most importantly, you know whose you are.
Exactly. I agree. And that's something I'm still learning as well, you know, because I am in that generation of social media. And I can't lie and say I might see someone on social media and I'm like, wow, you know, I kind of wish I was a little more like, but I have to stop myself, you know, and be like, no, I'm who I love myself, you know. I
Right.
love who I am. I'm not that person. They they love themselves, you know, that's who they are. So you just have to sit and you have to realize social media is social media time, you know. So you got to realize, like, you know, once you come up from your phone, you look up, you're in the real world, you know, you're facing yourself. You have only yourself. You don't have that person on social media. You have you.
Yeah.
So you have to sit and be comfortable in your, that's how you find that self-love, you know. You got to be comfortable with yourself, or else you expect anything in life, you know, take care of you, you know, or to love you the way you're gonna love you. It's not gonna
It's not gonna happen. They can only enhance you.
happen.
Yeah, they can only enhance you. So, guys, I want you guys to remember this. You know, pursue the real you. Cast out your fears. Challenge your fears. Get rid of them. You know, make sure that you're journaling. Help record stuff that you're feeling. You know, let's maintain healthy relationships. Let's make sure you're giving yourself affirmations. Let's make sure that you're recognizing your pros and your cons. So sometimes we just shed light on our, you know, success, but shed light on your failures. Just to say, yep, I messed it up that time, but guess what? I'm going to go after it again
You're
tomorrow.
right.
I'm going to go after it again tomorrow. Because a lot of us, if we have self-love, we'll have successful families. You know, because the devil is seeking to destroy families, and anybody who's on that road with you to destroy a family is of the devil. Because this generation needs family. You know, I'm not gonna say we, because me and you are from two different eras. I had family, you know, when I was young. I have so many cousins, and you know, I was raised with family, and you don't see that anymore. You don't see that anymore. You don't see people with big families, and if they do have big families, they're not even around their big families. And so this generation need families. They need families. They need their mom, their dad, their grandma, their aunts and uncles. It's important. They need the love. Because if they don't, like you said, they don't have that self-love and that build up from little children at this age. Guess what? They're looking for love in all the wrong faces. And places. Yeah. Hey, is there anything else you would like to add, my dear?
Covers it.
Okay. Enoch has plenty to say, as you see. Gotta get his little 5 minutes of fame, don't he? Hey, boy. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little segment on April showers, where I'm sharing you with lots of information. If you have any advice, or if you have any tips or any topics you would like to share, please feel free to comment, or please feel free to contact me. You guys have a great day. Know that you're loved. Know that you're wanted. Know that you are cared about. The world will beat you up. However, you are in charge of building yourself up. Like the song says, encourage yourself. And then please go encourage somebody else. It pays to give a compliment. We love them, you know? Yeah. All right. Love you, Kaya.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. You say bye-bye?